Las Vegas has turned its back on you. The gambling scene that made this town legendary is dying, and the numbers prove it. You're spending more than ever, but you're gambling less. A report reveals how Las Vegas went from gambling mecca to corporate cash grab. Let me show you exactly how they killed the gambling scene you loved. Gambling is dying in Vegas. In April 2025, Las Vegas tourism officials heard something that should terrify every casino executive. Jeremy Aguero, from Applied Analysis, delivered a report that exposed the death of Vegas gambling. The average visitor spent $1,322 per trip in 2024. That's 53% more than 2019. But here's the killer. Gambling spending actually decreased. Let me repeat that. You're paying 53% more, but gambling less. Where's your money going? Resort fees, parking charges, overpriced food. Everything except the tables and slots that made Vegas what it is. The house isn't winning at the tables anymore. They're winning before you ever gamble a dollar. The numbers tell a brutal story. June 2025 saw 3.1 million visitors, an 11.3% drop from the previous year. That's 400,000 people who decided Vegas wasn't worth it. For the first half of 2025, visitation plummeted 7.3%, with over 1.1 million fewer visitors walking the Strip. But here's where it gets disturbing. Strip gaming revenue fell 3.9% in May 2025, the fourth consecutive monthly decline. Downtown Las Vegas was even worse, with an 11.3% revenue drop in June. The gambling scene that built this town is literally dying while corporate executives count their bonuses. Hotel occupancy confirms the death spiral. Strip occupancy dropped from 88.5% to 85.3% in May 2025. Weekend occupancy, once a guaranteed sellout, fell from 93.4% to 89.9%. Even the executives admit it. Caesars CEO Tom Reeg said Las Vegas started leaking as a market in June 2025. Translation: the gambling scene is hemorrhaging players. Let's talk about what killed Vegas gambling. First, the tables. Remember when you could play $5 or $10 blackjack with decent payouts? Dead. Today, according to Vegas Advantage's 2025 survey, 3 to 2 blackjack minimums start at $25 to $50 during off-peak hours. Prime time, $100 minimum. Want that $5 game? You'll get 6 to 5 payouts that increase the house edge by 1.39%. You're losing money 4 times faster than you should. Double-deck games at Bellagio or MGM Grand, $100 minimum. Fontainebleau, $500. These used to be games where regular players could sit comfortably. Now, they're reserved for whales. Even Craps the People's Game starts at $15 to $25 on the Strip. The message is clear. If you're not betting big, they don't want you gambling here. Then there's the slot massacre. Nevada Gaming Control Board data revealed that slot hold percentages hit 7.2% statewide in 2024. The Vegas Strip held 8.23% worse than the state average. Downtown Vegas, a shocking 8.47%. Penny slots, the most popular machines, held almost 10%. Some downtown properties kept 11% of every dollar you gambled. Compare this to Reno, where no denomination held more than 6.16%. Vegas isn't even trying to compete anymore. Why would they? They've got you trapped on the Strip with nowhere to find loose slots. The gambling experience you loved is gone, replaced by machines programmed to drain your bankroll faster than ever. Here's the most damning evidence that Vegas has abandoned gambling. You're spending $1,322 per trip, but gambling spending decreased. Resort fees now hit $45 to $52 per night at premium properties. MGM quietly added a $15 contact center fee just for booking by phone. Parking costs $20 to $40 per day. Remember when that was free? The comp programs that rewarded loyal gamblers are dead. Caesars closed its diamond lounges during the pandemic and never reopened most of them. The Paris location? Now a Lisa Vanderpump bar where you pay. They took away benefits you earned through gambling and replaced them with another revenue stream. MGM's gold tier status requires $75,000 in tier credits, roughly $37,500 in slot play. Most recreational gamblers will never see that level. Steve Hill, CEO of the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority, admitted the truth in August 2025. The drop in visitation is at the lower end of the financial spectrum. Translation: regular gamblers are being priced out. Casino consultant Oliver Lovett was even more blunt. Many resorts today are willing to operate with lower occupancy with the right people in the building. The right people, not you, the loyal gambler who came back year after year. They want high net worth individuals who'll drop $50,000 in a weekend. The gambling scene that welcomed everyone is dead, replaced by a corporate strategy that targets whales and squeezes everyone else. Players aren't staying silent about the death of Vegas gambling. The value proposition of Vegas has completely collapsed, overpriced. Everything is worn down. Not fun. Younger people don't gamble. There was a time when you could get great value and have a great time. Now you're just feeling ripped off. That comment appeared in an official LVCVA report. The Tourism Authority had to acknowledge that their own customers are declaring Vegas gambling dead. Reddit forums explode with similar stories. One user wrote, "I still go, but only twice a year instead of 4 or 5 trips. Got tired of paying $30 plus tip for cold eggs, bacon, and coffee." Another, claiming to work for a major strip operator, said, "VPs and executives get bonuses for cutting costs and staying under budget while raising prices to astronomical levels. Remember when the Stardust had a $3.99 steak special? When you could play dollar blackjack at the Frontier? When casino managers knew your name and comped you a buffet just for gambling regularly?" That Vegas understood something fundamental. If you treat gamblers well, they'll keep coming back. The slots were loose enough that you might actually win. Table minimums were low enough to play all night on a modest bankroll. The buffets were legendary and affordable. The shows were spectacular without costing a fortune. Even the mob-era Vegas understood this. The house always wins in the long run, so make the gambling experience enjoyable. Vegas stopped being run by casino men and started being run by Wall Street analysts. MGM, Caesars, Wynn. They're publicly traded companies answerable to shareholders who demand quarterly growth. So they optimize, they squeeze, they raise resort fees, they bump table minimums, they tighten slot percentages by fractions that add millions to the bottom line while killing the gambling experience. MGM CEO Bill Hornbuckle told investors in February 2025 the company aimed to capture $150 million in operational EBITDA opportunities. Corporate speak for squeezing more profit while providing less. Gambling value. MGM CFO mentioned being down in full-time employees while deploying digital interfaces. Translation: fewer dealers, worse service, dying, gambling atmosphere. Vegas forgot the fundamental rule. The house always wins if you keep people gambling, but if you price them out and make them feel like suckers, they stop coming. That's exactly what's happening. You're paying 53% more, but gambling less. The average visitor spent $1,322 in 2024, but gambling spending decreased. That's not a gambling town anymore, that's a theme park with slot machines. The gambling scene that built Las Vegas is dying. Visitor numbers are collapsing, gaming revenue is declining, social media is exploding with complaints. Even the executives admit they've pushed too far. Vegas betrayed the gamblers who built this town, and now those gamblers are staying home. What's your Vegas story? When did you first notice the gambling scene dying? Are you still going, or have you given up on Vegas? What would it take to bring you back to the tables? Share your stories in the comments below. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.